They gave me 5 hours to do biochemistry with you. I see some fear out there. No, 15 minutes. And we're going to do this in one slide because the science behind this is actually pretty easy, pretty simple. And it's something you can all take and understand that there is solid science behind what we're doing, and that the product that we're launching here, the 10X Gold 1000, is an absolutely showstopper. And by the time I'm done, you're going to understand why. So I have just really one product I'm going to focus on, and that is CBDA. And go through the reasons why CBDA is such an important product. And it starts right here. So we're going to start with the top thing, anandamide. Probably none of you ever heard of anandamide, but all of you know what it is. Women, if you've had a little chocolate and you're feeling really good after the little bit of chocolate, anandamide is what's giving you that really good feeling. If you've been kicked in the shin and you're hurt, the relief of pain comes from anandamide. When you have an infection that's flowing through your body and causing pain, the relief of that pain is from anandamide. And so basically we were gifted with this endorphin in our body, with this endocannabinoid in our body that serves to protect us from the pain that we would otherwise be going through. God, on the other hand, maybe got a little ticked off at Adam and Eve. And so God said, I'm going to play a little prank, and I'm going to give you this thing to kind of take care of the pain that you get. But if you follow the flow chart all the way down, you get over here, and anandamide is degraded to inflammatory prostaglandins, which do what? They cause pain. So you have this pain relief endorphin, this pain relief endocannabinoid, that is degraded into something that's actually now going to cause more pain than it was relieving, which is ironic. And so back in around 1970-something, one of the companies came up with a drug called ibuprofen. And ibuprofen was designed to block the conversion of anandamide to prostaglandin. And it did a pretty good job of that. When most of you aren't old enough to know, but when ibuprofen first came out, it was actually promoted as an alternative to opiates because it was thought to be strong enough to relieve the pain, and we could avoid opiates. It didn't prove to be that good, partly because you can't take enough of it to do it, because there are these things here that are affected by ibuprofen, that are affected by the one that followed it, which is naproxen, or naproxen, and then the bevy of other COX-1 and type. Where do we go? There we are. That affect both the COX-1 and COX-2 pathways. There were, as I recall, about 50 non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs on the market, all of which did pretty much the same thing, until 1998, when Merck introduced Vioxx. Now, Vioxx came and was the first of the drugs that was said to just affect the COX-2 pathway, so that you wouldn't have the interference with the COX-1 pathway. Pfizer then came along and said, well, we think our drug is better than Vioxx, and actually it proved to be. They introduced Celebrex. And when I got approached, I got a whole slide deck to go through and talk about why Celebrex was beneficial. Part of that is, especially in this age group, and I see a lot of people here who have gray hair, and so if you're not over 65, you're approaching 65. I can tell you over the age of 65, the 7th leading cause of death is GI bleeds. And the NSAIDs are a primary cause of GI bleeds. So much so that no one over the age of 65 should probably be taking an NSAID, and that includes Advil, That includes Aleve. That includes many of the drugs on the market. So we began promoting the COX-2 inhibitors. And what did the drug companies do? The drug companies came back and said, well, we don't like those. They cost money. We want people to take the NSAIDs. So we had to get prior authorizations to give anybody a COX-2 inhibitor. As time went by, research showed that one of the COX-2 inhibitors in particular, Vioxx actually had a lot of COX-1 inhibition. And one of the things that COX-1's pathway does is it inhibits those prostaglandins that are involved in protecting your stomach. They all pretty much were safe that way. But they also inhibited another prostaglandin called prostacyclin. Now, prostacyclin dilates your blood vessels and keeps you from developing hypertension. And it prevents the formation of clot. And so it prevents people from having heart attacks. And so about 9% of the population on Vioxx were seeing their blood pressures go up, and they were seeing an increase in the risk of heart disease. And so Vioxx got removed from the market. Bextra, which is another drug that Pfizer held, got removed from the market. And the only one remaining currently is Celebrex, which is the cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitor. So what the point of all of this is that there is one competitor to CBDA, because in 2008, now I know you all have seen this because it's probably next to your bedstand along with People magazine, but Drug Metabolism and Disposition had an article. and that article basically demonstrated that CBDA is a pure COX-2 inhibitor. And so that's established, it's well established, it's published, and it's something we can point to. So CBDA is a pure COX-2 inhibitor. As a pure COX-2 inhibitor, it will prevent inflammation and it will relieve pain. More importantly, we go back up to anandamide, because CBDA, unlike anandamide, is not converted via the COX-2 pathway to inflammatory prostaglandin. So, and it mimics anandamide. So you get the pain relief. In fact, all of the CBDs will mimic anandamide. And that's why they can all produce pain relief. But only CBDA is going to produce the pain relief by mimicking anandamide and blocking the COX-2 pathway that then produces inflammatory prostaglandins. Now, if you can deliver CBDA in meaningful quantities to the body, I believe you can get what we were originally promised back in the 1970s and early 1980s, the type of pain relief that may actually compete with the opiates. So I am telling you, we have a product that is amazing. And we've a company that has given us the opportunity to partake in the type of profit that can lead to. So not only can we benefit the people around us by exposing them to this and making them understand what we have. If you understand what we have, it's easy to make them understand what we have. And I'm going through this for that reason. But there's a market here as well, and there's a potential to improve your livelihoods, our livelihoods, by understanding this. Celebrex in 2014 did $1.98 billion in sales. 1.9 billion was in the US alone. Wow. So I can say without any hesitation that what we have now with CBD Gold is every bit as likely to be as effective as Celebrex. And if it's likely to be every bit as Celebrex, this is at least $1 billion product, at a minimum.